listen up. Okay, listen up. Okay, listen up. Okay, listen up. Okay, listen up. Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all ships at sea. Hubba bubba doopy doop here. It's not really a tutorial. It's more like a, not really a how-to either. It's just me doing it. Making the fuel lines for my car project, and this is the adapter that is required. Try to put this up here best I can with this camera. Okay. Potovel Performance Products. This is the adapter that you need to go from the sending unit to the AN fuel line. This is for the high pressure. The low pressure, or return, as it's called, line, a coupler such as these fits no problem. And it's got its O-ring and everything. That fits no problem. The high pressure is a 16 by 1.5 with the 6 AN on the other side. See, the high pressure is larger than the return line on a GM. So you get one of these, and this is from an acquaintance of mine. I just know this person on the internet, and they provided the funds to buy this. It was only $14 on Amazon. Other places want $20, $25 just for the part, and then plus shipping and handling. It's like ridiculous, just for this one little part. And I didn't have the money near the end of the month. I'm on Social Security, you know what I'm saying? I try to buy things, when I can. And I didn't realize, I go to build things and like, oops, I don't have this part. And it's near the end of the month, and I just didn't have the money. So I reached out to this person that I know, and they said, yeah, sure, cash app me the money, and I bought it, and I'm going to be using it. So, because I have a deadline thrown at me by the manager of this house now, that the car has to be off of the lift and wheels on and up and running and everything by the 1st, or I guess it's going to be towed. I don't know. You want a smog test too? I mean, whatever. Just authoritative bullies. Just one more reason why I can't wait to leave here. I'm not welcome here anymore. I'm not happy here. I can't work on my car. I don't belong here anyway. This is a bunch of people I just, not in the house. I get along with the tenants, just, no problem at all. It's the mindset of the new owners. They just do not care about their tenants. Very obvious. And I've talked to more than just the people who live here, the people that associate with these other people. will tell you in confidence that not very good things. So, and that's a shame, you know, when people build up a bad reputation. I'm not trying to say, oh, you know, like a smear campaign. I'm not throwing out any names or locations or anything, but you know, just this part of New York in general is owned and operated by, let's just say, not very nice people, and they don't care about the people underneath them, you know, not just financially, but they, if you're under them financially, you might as well not even exist, you know, and that's no way to make it through life. Nobody's better than anybody. I don't care how much money you have, how much property you own, what your name is. You're just another human being on this planet with the rest of us. You have a shelf life. You know, you could go in 2 seconds, or you could live 120 years. All right. So, okay, enough preaching. Every damn video I make, I feel like I'm up on a soapbox. I don't know, that's just how I am, I guess. So here is the number 6AN fuel line. Okay, it's polyester, stainless steel braiding, and then the PTFE inner. I got my light on the camera. I'm not sure if it's washed out too much. PTFE core. Now you notice how the end of it's all frayed. Okay, well there's a certain process you have to do, and I'm making a video of making the one end. So let me see here. Yeah. I got some cardboard and duct tape around the jaws of my little vise here I got mounted to the table. It's one of the joys of living alone. I can have car parts in my kitchen. Okay, so you put it in a vise, and you don't want to clamp down too tight. I mean, you know, you really don't have to, but you don't want to clamp down too tight because you don't want to crush the plastic. And I mean, you know, you would have to really crank it down, but you don't need to. Take some black vinyl electrical tape, not Tessa tape or something like that. Okay, and I already have a piece that I've been using here. It's all cut on the edge. But what you want to do is if this is not done properly, this will fray miserably, and you'll waste a lot of your line. So what you want to do is you want to wrap this tape around nice and tight, okay, and be mindful where your tape is, okay, because you want to cut through the tape, not on the edge of it or something like that. You want to cut right through the middle of your tape. Now the reason for the tape is it holds it together while it's being cut. I'm just going to use a Dremel, Harbor Freight Dremel. And a cutoff wheel. change my cutoff wheel because well, actually, let me see here. Look at the cross. Yeah, this is just fine. The one that's already on the machine, on the arbor. This is from. I was just using it the other day to cut the ferrule off that cable. I have to revisit that too. I have a solution, a couple things on my Amazon list. Make it very, very easy to just replace the incorrect part that I have. So I hope this cutoff wheel is enough. I was contemplating which is easier, mount the Dremel in the vise or mount the line. And use the Dremel. And it's like, well, I really don't want to hold on to a roll of line flopping around. You know. Okay. So let me see where this is going to be here. Yep. Okay. Very, very carefully. Ooh, that wore it down to... Wow, look at that. That wore... Goodbye, wheel. Okay. That's funny. There's our noon bell at 10 minutes of 11 again. Isn't that crazy? Volunteer fire department. And they won't let the guys change the clock for the alarm bell. I asked a couple of people that I know that on the inside, and they said, yep, the 911 call center won't let them change their own alarm bell. And what they when they get around to it, because it's all computerized or some crap. I really don't care. But I'm just bringing it to the attention of the world how backwards a bureaucracy and government can be. They can't even reset the clocks properly. And it's them that mandate daylight savings time on us in the first place. And they can't manage an emergency rescue, so. Wow, that is unbelievable. Look at that. I'm halfway done cutting through the line, and the disc is gone. I mean, that is crazy. I'm not going to do this all day. Now I'm finding this out. I'm going to have to use the angle grinder. It's kind of ridiculous, but I don't want to use a hacksaw. That doesn't do a good job. Okay, I'm just going to waste enough discs to make this one cut. I'll do the rest. Well, I am doing the rest outside anyway because it's easier than walking back and forth. I already made up the return line. That's all ready to go. Just the one end that goes onto the sending unit, and that's all I'm doing with the pressure line. Just connectorizing one end of it, because the other end it's got tape over it. You know, you hang after you put the sending unit into the new tank, and then you hang up the new tank. You have pressure, return, and evap. Okay, 3 lines come out of the tank, and that's when I hang them up on the bottom of the car and run them up to the engine compartment, and then go from there. Way before I hook anything up, I have to measure how long the lines are going to be, you know, like where the fuel tank is, and I'll measure how long they have to be, and I'll cut them outside on my portable workbench with the angle grinder. There you go. Wow, it took half that disc to make half a cut. It takes two cutting wheels to cut one line. That is crazy. Here's the end of the tape with a little bit of braid in there. But yeah, found out the hard way. We're not going to use a Dremel to cut this. The line is by a company named Evil Energy. And just like everything else, I bought all this years ago. And put it away for future use, one of them kind of deals. And it worked out pretty good. I have all this waiting for me, you know, when I got, by the grace of God, got my health back to the point where I can do a few things now. You know, if I pass away tomorrow, well, whatever. At least the car will run. Hopefully nobody takes it to the junkyard just out of spite. Because that's how these people are. And you know, they don't realize when you act like a jerk like that, that's 100% karma. I believe in that 100%. I mean, Indian people are not dumb by any means. In fact, it is documented that if you believe in the things like I do, that the Indian people were among the first to be contacted by what you would want to call ETs. This is one time where a flame does work. You just want to kiss the edge a little bit to get rid of the polyester hairs flying around. Now, every kit comes, when you buy fuel line, it comes with the proper tool, ding ding, the proper tool to insert, and the directions and everything, to insert in the end of the line, okay, and you run it around like this a couple times, and that makes it round, opens it up and makes it round, okay. So then, now off of the sending unit, I just want a straight connection. There's no reason to have a bend of any kind. And that's what these are. It's anodized aluminum. Okay. What you do is, you take the cap off. Okay. Very, very important, just like when doing brake lines or whatever, make sure you put your end on first. So what you do is, you can even leave the tape on maybe, I don't know, just gently twist and gently push it on. Okay. Pull a little bit of more line out here to work with. You want to make sure you're not folding over any threads or anything. You want this part clean. Now, on the end of the connector, you have a ferrule, little piece of like a wedged aluminum. Okay, and the angled part, beveled part, you put that I gotta use the tool again. It makes it round again, because if it's not round, it just won't go over it. Now, once you get this on, you're okay to do this. You can use a pick. You can use anything you need to. Just be careful you don't poke yourself, because you can very easily. This stainless steel wire that the braid is made out of is just like a needle, and it will poke you all the way. It'll just keep going. Okay, and this is all in the directions that come with each fuel line kit. I like to use the nice blunt end of a Phillips screwdriver. The screwdriver is older than me. Nice, you know, not the pointy kind, whatever, maybe if that's all you have, but this is one of the best tools you can use, better than a pick, because it doesn't have a sharp end. It's not going to poke a hole through anything. And what you want to do is, I'm going to move the camera here. What you want to do is, all around this edge, you want to pull the polyester and stainless braid away from the PTFE core. Okay, just, you know, 1/4 of an inch. Okay, like that. You just want to pull it away. Alright. Then what you do, you take your ferrule, okay, and very, very carefully put it on the end like that. Notice how the tool goes in there? You gotta hold on to the ferrule when you pull it out. Okay? Now what you want to do is carefully, once again without poking yourself, I'll get a close-up of this, what it should look like. Plus for my own reference. I just use the edge of the tool because it's convenient. I got it right here. This is not the best place to anchor this vise. It'll work way better on the workbench. Okay. Yeah, it's just a old cabinet I have the portable vise mounted to. Now what you want to do is you want to push this as much as you can up to the edge where you see the PTFE coming through. Just level with the surface. And my camera light doesn't bend down that much. Okay. If you can see, there you go. The PTFE core is inside the ferrule up to the edge. You don't necessarily want it hanging out, okay? You don't want it protruding at all, literally. Okay, and see the braid is up around it and all that. Okay, that's just fine. You don't have to play with the braid no more. Thank goodness, because that can be miserable. When it gets out of hand, you pull it the wrong way and you can just ruin a big piece of your fuel line. Okay, so you pull this up over the whole thing, and now here's your, you don't pull it up tight yet. Here's your connector end. Okay, you notice you got this long nipple here. Ding ding. I like to just hock tooly spit on that thing. You can put silicone. You can use just nothing petroleum. And I have these anodized aluminum crescent wrenches meant for fuel lines. And it's even printed, you know, if you need to know how big something is, just put it up to it and it'll tell you what AN line it is. I mean, like, you know, this is number 6. It'll line right up on number 6. Oops. See? And then here's the nut. See, there's the sockets and there's the nut. And then it'll tell you each whatever. And because they're anodized aluminum, they won't wreck your fittings so much like a regular pair of pliers would. I just use it as a hard point on my hand too. You know, you hold it like this. That way you have a hard place to push against. This is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. Is getting. Okay. Oh, that is the hardest part. I mean, you got to push. In my old arthritic hands. Okay, here's an up close. Okay, you want the ferrule to be all the way down. You want the connector in there. Okay, and then you slide this up while holding on to the other one. That way you don't push it out. You'll feel it kind of pop over the You got to be careful too. You don't have any threads of the polyester or the stainless steel or anything embedded in there, because you'll never tighten it down properly. You could do a lot by hand. If you can't do it by hand most of the way, there's a problem with the threads. And don't continue, because you could mess up the whole connector. Now, what you do is you put, let's see where we're going, okay. You put the one wrench on here, and the other wrench there, and just carefully, oops, I just loosened it. No, I went past the hard place. There we go. Because it gets to the point where you can't turn it by hand no more. There's no torque value or anything like that. You just want the connectors tight as possible, you know, reasonable. And there you go. You know, no matter what you do, you're going to make a couple of marks here and there. No matter what you do. Even though these are, you know, anodized wrenches meant for this, you're gonna have places where the anodized coating comes off. Let's see here, which way am I going? You get turned around with two wrenches here. Because they're really, really wide, it's hard to get on both nuts. If they were narrower, you'd be able to have more of a reach. Okay, get the wrenches as tight as possible. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Even though they're, you know, nicely meant for, you know, AN fittings, you know, you got to pay attention. Now, when you buy this Evil Energy line, the JEGS Corporation throws in one of their number 6 or whatever size line you buy. Extra flashlight here. See, it actually says number 6 JEGS on it. And these holes are not just for looks. These are so after you cut your line, you can put it on there and it'll tell you, you know, how big the line is. But these are very, very nice for holding on to the, you know, when you're connectorizing things. This wrench on its own is a few bucks, and they give it to you. That's why a lot of people don't use these, because, I don't know, my opinion, they just, it's not as good as the crescent, and that's why they give them to you, okay? Just a piece of aluminum with a name on it. Who knows how much they charge. I never looked up how much one of these wrenches is, if you could even buy it extra, you know. It just comes with it. But this is number 6, this is number 6, and it's just like a few thousandths off. You can't put it on there. It's like, what is this even? I mean, you know, it's just a novelty. That's why they give it to you. I mean, you know, and you can tell, okay. You put this on number 6. Put it on number 6 right there. And look at that. Slides right in, no problem. Right on number 6. But then they try to say, oh, this is a number 6 wrench that we give you. Oh, really? Why is it like at least 2 thousandths off? You can just barely, but it will not go on there without really crushing something and knocking all the paint off. So that's why they give them away. It's a paperweight, basically. But this is what this looks like when you're done. So the line is way up inside here with the ferrule locking it on, and that crushes down really nice. And these are Evil Energy fittings, are very high quality. I'm very pleased with it. And you get the kit, you get a big bag of all kinds. Well, you get a roll of line. I think this is 15 feet or something like that. I got 2. This is the return I already made up, and there's the return line. So that comes off the sending unit and goes up to the engine compartment. And this one's going to be the pressure line going up to the engine compartment. So they give you the line, that dumb wrench, a couple of, you know, this is from JEGS, you know, of course, you know, oh yeah, throw in there. I'm not happy with JEGS, believe me. I've done a lot of business with them. Evil Energy's cool though, okay, they're one of their best vendors if you ask me. Earl's is really good. He can be crazy with the prices on their parts. Earl's, E-A-R-L. It's a big name on JEGS. Evil Energy, they're awesome. I mean, they're like, you know, incredible quality. So here's the big package of all the connectors they give you. The elbows, straights, an actual U-turn, you know. Then I got all the connectors, and these are from JEGS. The rail to the regulator, back out to the tank. And they call this fuel injection fitting GM TBI. Throttle body injection. That's what it's considered by their catalog or whatever. Even though it's multi-port fuel injection, MPFI, they consider this TBI connectors. And that's why, if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll never be able to do this. Okay, this is what goes on the fuel rail. I labeled that with a marker when I got them. It comes with an O-ring if you don't have one. But this comes out of the rail where the pressure regulator is. And this AN fitting goes onto this line and back out to the tank. This is the fuel rail in, like off of the filter. Okay, and that's got an O-ring on it here. That goes on the fuel rail in. Alright. On the high pressure side. And the piece I have to measure to come from the filter over to the rail. Here's the extra O-rings. Here's the part that I originally bought, not realizing that the high pressure was larger diameter. I was going to use a pump out, you know, but then I managed to get this, okay, which goes in here now, and then the sending unit can hook to that. Okay. So the easiest way, I'm just going to put this on the end of here. That way I'm not playing around handling anything else. Okay, folks. Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.